So what happens if we detonate a nuclear bomb in outer space? No fireball, no mushroom cloud, just pure, terrifying science that could black out entire continents. And guess what? We've already done it. This is Starfish Prime, the day the U.S. military turned the sky into a weapon. And the results were even weirder than sci-fi. Back in 1962, at the height of the Cold War, the U.S. launched a 1.4 megaton nuke 250 miles above Earth. But when it exploded, there was no boom, no destruction. Instead, an eerie silence. Then, the sky exploded in an artificial aurora, brighter than the sun. But here's the crazy part. The blast created an electromagnetic pulse so powerful, it fried streetlights in Hawaii 800 miles away. The same nuke detonated on the ground would have leveled entire cities. But the one that went off above Earth's atmosphere created an EMP that wiped out electrical grids without destroying a single building. You might think this is a plot device straight out of a Tom Clancy novel. But the U.S. military really did launch a nuke into orbit, and they weren't the only ones. In total, the United States conducted 3 nuclear tests in space between 1962 and 1963. Dubbed the Starfish tests, these unprecedented operations sent shockwaves through the Cold War establishment, proving that space wasn't just a new frontier, but a whole new battlefield. But why exactly did the U.S. military launch these dangerous death rays into the sky? And what really happened after they detonated these powerful weapons in orbit? Buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. I'm the host, and you're watching this channel. Join me as we uncover the most mind-blowing secrets of the universe. From the shocking truth behind the CI-SMK Ultra project to the bizarre reality of time travel, we'll explore the darkest corners of history that some are trying to keep secret. But don't worry, you won't hear about any of this in school. In our last video, we explored the unsettling truth behind the mysterious hum. What is this unsettling noise, and how does it impact our lives? Now let's dive into something equally intriguing. Imagine being at the beach on a seemingly ordinary day when suddenly the sky lights up like a massive fireworks display. You feel a strange jolt, and when you look down, the water around you begins to boil. Sounds like a scene from a disaster movie, right? Well, believe it or not, this actually happened. It all started back in 1962 when the U.S. military conducted its first ever nuclear test in space. Operation Starfish Prime. The goal: determine the potential impact of nuclear weapons in outer space. The method: send a 1.4 megaton nuclear warhead into orbit and blow it up. Simple, right? Well, maybe not. As the world watched with bated breath, the nuclear warhead was launched into the upper atmosphere. But instead of the expected fiery explosion, there was an eerie silence followed by a sudden bright flash. The sky lit up as if a massive fireworks display had just been set off. But this was no celebration. It was a spectacle of pure destructive power. But that's not all. As observers looked up in awe and confusion, the water around them began to boil, and electrical systems started malfunctioning. What was happening? To put it simply, the explosion had created a powerful electromagnetic pulse. Now you might be thinking, what's an EMP? It's basically a burst of electromagnetic energy that can wreak havoc on electronic devices. And trust me, this was no ordinary EMP. It was so powerful that it knocked out electrical grids hundreds of miles away. The real-life impacts of this nuclear explosion were nothing short of astonishing. Streetlights in Hawaii, more than 800 miles away, went dead. How? Well, the EMP generated by the explosion interfered with the electrical signals, causing the lights to shut off. Suddenly, people across the state found themselves plunged into darkness, as if someone had flipped a giant switch. But that's not all. The explosion also created a massive artificial aurora that extended over 500 miles into the Earth's atmosphere. This bizarre display of colorful lights dancing across the night sky was visible from various locations, including Hawaii, Johnston Atoll, and even the U.S. mainland. People who witnessed this spectacle were left in awe and confusion, wondering if what they were seeing was real or some kind of elaborate hoax. Now let's talk about a fascinating fact. A single high-altitude nuke could theoretically knock out satellites, power grids, and even your phone. No electricity, no internet, just darkness. And that's just the beginning. On Earth, nukes destroy with heat and shockwaves. But in space? No air means no explosion, just a silent wave of radiation. The bomb's energy gets trapped in Earth's magnetic field, creating a radioactive belt that lingers for years. But it gets even weirder. If we set off enough nukes in space, we could create a deadly radiation barrier, trapping humanity on Earth forever. That's right. We might be doomed if we don't tread carefully. Now you might be wondering, why on earth would anyone consider nuking space? Well, during the Cold War, it was all about strategy. The U.S. wanted to know if nuclear weapons could be used as a form of EMP attack, frying enemy electronics without causing massive destruction. Plus, it was uncharted territory. No one knew what would happen when a nuke exploded in space. So they decided to find out the hard way. But it wasn't all reckless abandon. Scientists worked tirelessly to study the potential consequences of these tests. They wanted to understand the risks and benefits of using nuclear weapons in space. Their findings would have far-reaching implications for future space exploration and warfare. Let's take a closer look at these fascinating studies. One team of scientists focused on the impact of a nuclear explosion on the Earth's atmosphere. They wanted to understand how the blast wave and radiation would interact with our planet's delicate atmospheric balance. Others studied the potential effects on telecommunications and electrical grids. They were eager to find out if an EMP could be a viable weapon, or if it would cause widespread chaos. But perhaps the most intriguing research focused on the potential impact on the Earth's magnetic field. Scientists were curious to know if a nuclear explosion in space could disrupt our planet's protective shield against cosmic radiation. Now let's turn our attention to the bizarre twist in this tale. The nuclear tests in space didn't just reveal the destructive potential of nuclear weapons. They also led to an unexpected discovery. That's right. The very tests designed to explore the dangers of nuclear weapons in space ended up shedding light on a previously unknown aspect of our planet's magnetic field. But what was this surprising revelation, and how did it reshape our understanding of the cosmos? Buckle up, because it's about to get even more mind-bending. In the midst of studying the effects of nuclear weapons in space, scientists stumbled upon something they never expected. During the testing phase, they noticed unusual radiation patterns that defied their predictions. At first, they were puzzled, but as they dug deeper, they uncovered a fascinating phenomenon that had been hidden from view for centuries. You see, Earth has two protective belts of radiation, known as the Van Allen radiation belts. These belts act as a shield, deflecting harmful cosmic radiation and protecting life on Earth. But here's the thing. Before these tests, scientists had only theoretical knowledge of these radiation belts. They had predicted their existence, but they hadn't actually observed them in action. Enter the nuclear tests in space. The explosions created a ripple effect that allowed scientists to visualize the Van Allen belts for the first time. It was as if the very fabric of space had been ripped open, revealing a hidden wonder that had remained shrouded in mystery for millennia. Scientists were left in awe and excitement as they realized the significance of their discovery. They had witnessed firsthand the dynamic nature of Earth's magnetic field and its ability to interact with the forces of the cosmos. This revelation had profound implications for our understanding of space travel and exploration. Suddenly, the risks and dangers of venturing into the vast expanse of space became clearer than ever before. Scientists now knew that the Van Allen belts were not just theoretical concepts, but a tangible reality that could either protect or harm those who dared to explore beyond our planet. One of the most notable observations was the increased radiation levels near the Earth's magnetic field. Scientists had predicted that nuclear explosions in space would create a temporary spike in radiation, but they were surprised by the intensity and longevity of the effect. The data they collected provided valuable insights into the complex interactions between nuclear blasts and our planet's magnetic field. But it wasn't just about understanding the risks. The nuclear tests in space also revealed the incredible power and resilience of the human spirit. Despite the challenges and uncertainties, scientists pressed on with their experiments, eager to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos. They pushed the boundaries of human knowledge and exploration, driven by an insatiable curiosity and thirst for discovery. And then it hit us. Could we use this to protect Earth from solar storms? You see, the sun isn't always the friendly star we depend on for life. Sometimes it throws tantrums, releasing massive bursts of energy and radiation that head straight for Earth. These solar storms can disrupt our modern way of life in big ways, messing with important stuff like GPS and radio communications. But here's where things get interesting. Nuclear weapons in space could potentially help us predict and even control these solar events. By monitoring the sun and placing nukes in strategic spots around Earth's orbit, we might be able to trigger controlled EMPs. Think of it as a high-tech game of cosmic whack-a-mole. When a solar storm comes our way, we send out a nuke to intercept it, creating a protective bubble of EMP energy that shields our planet. It's like having an invisible force field, except instead of science fiction, it's real science scary. But there's a catch. While the idea of space nukes sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, it's actually rooted in reality. During the Cold War, the U.S. military seriously considered using nukes as orbital EMP weapons. They tested it out in real life, launching 3 nuclear bombs into space between 1962 and 1963. But despite all the planning, it never actually happened. The threat of mutually assured destruction kept everyone in check, making sure no one got too crazy with their space nuke plans. So should we weaponize space or save it? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. If you want more mind-blowing secrets, hit subscribe. Next week, we're revealing the CIA's real-life time travel experiments. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. And as always, stay curious.